What's poppin', everybody? Hope you had a great weekend. Welcome to a new week of Blake's Take. And boy, oh boy, did we have some great action this weekend. It was a stunner, it was a thriller, it was super, it was incredible. You name everything about Wild Card Weekend this weekend. It was just incredible, and we're going to go through all 6 of them. So prepare, lock in your seatbelts, and lock in your sports news because we're getting right into it. Starting off the weekend, we had Bills-Colts where Josh Allen got things started with one of the wildest, most contested throws I've ever seen in my life. It was just immaculate. Allen came back with his amount of leg strength this time with just under 30 seconds remaining in the half to take the lead. Early in the fourth, Allen threw a dime to Stephon Diggs in the end zone to take the 2-score lead in this game. Yet the Colts were not done, coming back with 2 touchdowns to put the game within 3, with lots of clock left. With one last chance, the River prayed for a Hail Mary and just hooked one up. But Buffalo said, not today, and nobody runs the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. It's just an incredible win for the Buffalo Bills. But we're moving on to the Seahawks versus the Rams. It was a slow start for both offenses, but the Rams defense ignited the fire in mid-second quarter where Darius Williams would snag one away from DK Metcalf and run it all the way back to the house. Metcalf wasn't too happy after that one. Yep, he got a lot happier when Russ threw a dime to him off of his back leg to put the game within 3. Cam Akers couldn't be stopped, though, when he rushed one under 2 minutes left in the game in the half to put the game and the Rams up 10. The teams would start the second half like the very first half, with very slow, but Jared Goff ended all that when he threw one of his very few passes in this game on the day to Rodney Woods for the touchdown to give the Rams the 30 points and to solidify their win. Rams snacked the Seahawks' 10-game home playoff winning streak and advanced to the divisional round. Great win for the Rams. On to Washington versus the Bucs down in Tampa, where Breda got his started early with touchdown connection to Antonio Brown, which was Brown's first playoff touchdown since 2018. I'm really happy for him and his comeback in the NFL. Brady found his wideouts once again in the second, this time with his Chris Godwin for the 27-yard score. In the second half, and if you can imagine a wilder touchdown than the one Josh Allen's incredible score earlier, Taylor Heineken's was just the one. And with a scramble of all scrambles, rolling out and taking flight from the 4-yard line and diving into the pylon for the craziest touchdown I have seen this season. The Bucs then really pulled away with a great drive at the start of the fourth that was capped off with a touchdown by Leonard Fournette. Heineke got some hope for Washington late with a beautiful ball to Steven Sims Jr. in the late game, but it just wouldn't be enough and Tommy Boy would get his win and punches Tampa's ticket to the divisional round. They move on. On to Sunday morning where we got the Ravens where we're looking to get their redemption after their loss last year to the Titans and the beef that they had them after them dancing on their logo this year. The Titans got out to an early 10-0 lead at the start of the game, which was not too good of a sign for Lamar and the Ravens, who are 0-6 in games where they're down 10. Nevertheless, Lamar did not let that stop him, with he just using his legs and his pure athleticism, where he finessed his way around defenders and down the sideline 48 yards for the touchdown to tie the game up going into half. Lamar carried the Ravens into the second half, where he led them down the field and capped it off with a J.K. Dobbins touchdown. The Ravens defense then took care of the rest, holding Derrick Henry to a whopping 40 yards, which is ultimately what led the Ravens to the win, shutting down Henry and the Titans' offense. Ravens get the win and take care of business. Moving on. On to the afternoon where we had Saints-Bears. Michael Thomas actually got things started for the Saints, where he caught his first receiving touchdown in 385 days due to injuries and stuff like that. Not too bad of a start for him. After that, it was still all Saints, with scoring 2 touchdowns in the second half, and the Bears really couldn't get anything going. However, Jimmy Graham did get something going for the Bears with time expiring. He had an incredible spinning one-handed grab. Oh, it was insane. He just walked off the field after that because they obviously lost and going home for the season. But it was still an incredible catch by Graham. But the Saints win, so let's move on to our last and final game, the most anticipated one. Drum roll, please. And we have the Cleveland Browns playoff debut. And boy, what a debut it was. Scoring 28 unanswered points in the first quarter alone. Holy moly, which is the most by any team in playoffs since the merger in 1970. However, the third quarter was all Steelers, scoring 16 unanswered points of their own to put the game back within 12. Yet in the fourth, the Steelers made the poor decision to punt and give the ball back to the elusive Browns, who just carried their powerful momentum and made it too much for the Steelers to come back from with a Nick Chubb screenplay. The Steelers were not able to recover enough, even though they scored a few touchdowns after that, but they couldn't stop the Browns, and the Browns get their first playoff win since the 20th century back in 1994. Woohoo! Holy moly, Browns win. Are you kidding me? Who would have thought? Browns moving on, taking on the Chiefs. Browns can do anything. Let's go, Browns. So, whoa, holy moly, we make it through the marathon super wild card weekend. Boy, what a wild card weekend it was. Just incredible highlights and action all across the NFL. And I'm looking forward to what kind of highlights and plays we see with Green Bay and Mahomes and the Chiefs coming in next week. It's going to be some great playoffs next week as well. So, I'm so glad we had some great some NFL action this weekend. On to college football, where tonight we will have the well-anticipated college football playoff national championship game. After the long roller coaster season, up and downs we have had, and holdbacks and setbacks and COVID delays, we are finally here, where we will have the Crimson Tide face off against the underdog Ohio State Buckeyes, who are looking to prove everyone wrong. And make sure that tune in tonight, that it will be a historic game that will go down in the history books. Buckeyes looking to upset the Rolling Tide. Heisman favorite and Heisman winner Mac Jones and Devontae Smith are looking to just roll into this game, get the win, cap off their incredible careers at Alabama, and Justin Fields is looking to cap off his incredible things that he has done for the Ohio State Buckeyes. So make sure to tune in tonight to the college football playoff national championship game at 5:15 Pacific on ESPN. Make sure to tune into that. As far as local sports, we have some pretty exciting news today, with Philomath rising star Ty May made his long-awaited sophomore debut for basketball with his private organization called the Oregon Prospects. May had 14 in the first half and 28 in the second half, combining for a total of 42 points. Not too shabby for his first basketball action in a while. It's always great to see a high-class prospect from Philomath like Ty May getting work in it during these hard times, and hopefully we will be able to see him in a Philomath uniform and back with the Warriors soon, as soon as we get the OSAA to approve basketball season. So thank you for tuning in to the wonderful news and action that we have had through this weekend coming into this week for Blake's Take Sports. And I hope you all enjoyed it. You can catch me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and or YouTube. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night.